Okay, good afternoon to you all once again. You are highly welcome to today's class. And today being the last day of our class, I strongly believe we'll be able to do something meaningful and we will learn something by the end of the lesson. Today's class, we are going to focus on what should I do after my paper has been published? What is the important thing I have to do? Yes, what do I do? What do I do after my paper has been published? What do I go from there? What next? Yes, I want to get the paper published, but after that, what do I do? There are a lot of things you must do to be able to make a good impact after your paper has been published. Our aim is not about just getting the paper published, but our aim is to make an impact. Yes, from document to impact. So now we are going to look at the way to make the impact, because the first part we looked at was how to get the paper being published out there. Now the paper has been published or the research has been published. How do you manage it or how do you go about it? Be able to have a professional impact in the world or in your community where you are sending your information to. So basically today, that is what we are going to look at. And before I go into it, I'm going to give an open question to everyone. What do you think should be done when your paper is being published? Everyone with a view can share his opinion on that. What do you think should be done? Today we are going to have a discussion class. So what do you think should be done after your paper has been published? What do you do so that you can get a very good impact? What do you do? Anyone with any opinion or any suggestion? What do you do? Okay, yes. Dr. Augustine, yes, you can speak to us.
Yeah, I would like to just share this idea. Maybe it is an idea, or maybe it is a suggestion, or
Mm,
maybe it is something I will even require an answer. Yeah, let me say it this way.
mm,
As you explained in our previous lessons, that in the publication we have about maybe two major journals. That one requires payment, that publish for the other people to easily access and make use of it. And there's
mm,
other one which is free, that when you publish, they will keep it. People cannot access it for some while, maybe later before people can access.
mm,
So I think if you go for the free one, which when the public people may not access, you can, as the paper has been also be published, you can also try to also sharing your links
mm,
to people,
mm,
or to groups, or to friends, or to others, to also to share, so that aside the main journal who will open it later, you can also use some let's say backside way to also
mm.
share your paper for people to also get use of it. I think that is what I may say for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Augustine. Dr. Samuel, are you there? I think your mic is open. If you can mute it for us, we'll be so much grateful. Thank you so much for that powerful contribution, and we really appreciate it. That is a very good answer. Yes, by sharing it by yourself, sending to friends groups. Yes, who again can share something with us? Who again? That was very good. That was very excellent. I think today our class will end very soon in the next maybe 30 or 45 minutes. Yes. Okay, so let's continue. As Dr. Augustine has said, yes, these are the three things we'll be looking at: promoting your published work, just as what Dr. Augustine have just said right now. You must promote your work, you must promote your work, you must share your work. Then we'll be looking at the ethicals in academic publishing, then the long-term research strategy, So the first thing we'll be looking at is promoting your published work, how you promote it, academic digital. So the first one is that when you publish your paper and you don't market it by yourself, even though the journal will make it visible, people will visit the journal, they'll visit those databases which they are indexing in to find your work. It is also advisable that you will also make use of your own way, because when you don't do anything, it becomes an asset which is silent. You may have a very good paper, but if you don't publicize it by yourself or go out there, share with people, it will become a very good paper who may make a great impact, but will just be lying in the journal's gallery be there silently. And you just find maybe 10 or 20 people citing your paper, which it must go beyond it. It may even require to go beyond that, but because you yourself have not done anything to it, it remains there. So it's very important that papers which are published are just silent assets. That's one thing you should know. That when you get your paper published, it is, yes, it is out there. That is the joy that you want it to be published. But there's a lot to it. It is an asset to you. It is an asset which you must make use of it. You must make it valuable by what? Public, going out there to make it known to people, publicizing it to people. That is very important. You must do that. And we'll be looking at the strategies to do that. There are three pillars to do that. First, you must promote, you must look at the ethics, then also at the strategy to build legacy. Because if someone is here and he wants to go into the academia, then I'm pretty much sure this will be so much helpful for you. It will not just be about publishing a paper, but it is about you making a deliberate action or intentional about it, that anything I put out there will go beyond just being publishing it. There must be an impact it must make. But when we're looking at, when we were defining academic writing from the beginning, we said one of the things, the definition we gave is just giving an idea to a community or in a specific field to make an impact into that community. So impact is very important. So now we are looking at how to make that impact. Yes, you have written it. It is out there, they are publishing it, it will be accepted by a journal, publish it. But how do you make that impact? And you must come by yourself. You must be involved in the picture to be able to make it what come. So maximize visibility, build a reputation, drive impact, and enable what collaboration. Why would this matter? Somebody will ask, why? I just need the paper to be published. Why do I have to go all around trying to make my paper visible? Yes, it matters because citation impact. It promotes what peer review, more citation than what unpromoted paper. So if you are someone who goes out there to promote your paper or promote your published article, the probability that your paper will be cited 3 times than the one which it is very high, or it will be 3 times more than paper which have not been promoted. Even though you have a good idea, or you have conveyed a good information in your paper, and which you have published in even Q1, if you don't promote it by yourself, your citation will be less. And we check the impact by what? Citation. Very important, very important. So if you promote it by yourself by putting it in your social media handles, like what Dr. Augustine have said, it gives the opportunity that your paper will be more cited and you make more impact into it. 2, it helps in career advancement. Yes, visible matrices. When your paper is seen all across, just imagine you're in China here, all your paper is across all the continents of the world. People are citing it across the world. Experts are also citing it. It gives you career advancement. Everywhere you go, when you pop up to say, I'm the one who has written this paper, it's easy to be picked in some of the field. The last time Dr. Mauli shared something with us that those who want to target the World Bank or any other thing, they should publish paper in a specific journals, because when your paper is published in such a journal or somewhere which has made an impact, it means that you are very good in that aspect. So when your paper has been cited more, it helps you to advance in your career. So it is not only about just to say I've published paper, but the impact is very important. You'll just be there and you'll just be called for an interview because they have noticed that your paper, which is out there, is making an impact, and that impact needs to be collaborated into something meaningful, not just being on the internet. So it's very important that we advance it. 2, knowledge transfer. Then the other thing why it is important to promote your paper is that you transfer knowledge, because people will be out there which they need such a knowledge, but because your paper has not been promoted to reach that audience, they will be lacking the knowledge. So when you promote it, it bridges that gap between them. They comes to know that there's something which is going on. They comes to know that there is a knowledge here we need to learn from. So when you promote your paper, you bridge the knowledge gap. You bridge that knowledge gap, and it's very important. So knowledge transfer. You are here, but you are teaching people all the way far away from you. They are learning from you. They are getting to understand how things are done. So it's very important. It's very important. And that is the impact we are looking at. That is the impact we are talking about. Now let's go into how to build your digital identity, academic digital identity. There are so many ways you can promote your paper, but in academia, I will recommend these three of them for you. And one of them is the ORCID, and the second one is the Google Scholar, then the third one is the ResearchGate. There are a lot of them out there, but I'm just recommending these three of them. If you come across any of them, any good one you think, but I think popularly or well-known, these three are well-known, that we all have, one way or the other, have come across them. If you are here and you want to go into academia or you want your paper to make a very good impact, please, I would advise you to get an account in these three places. These three handles will help you. These three handles, it will help you. Probably we'll share the links to the registration of this one after this class on the chat box. Yes, the ORCID is very important in the sense that someone is called Dr. Let me use Dr. Augustine. Yeah, Dr. Augustine. You are not the only one who is called Dr. Augustine now. And when you write a paper which it is published out there and the name Augustine is on it, if I pick it now, I wouldn't be able to know if it is specifically this Augustine I know. But with the ORCID digits, when your paper is published and you have this identity, this digital identity, when they attach it to your paper, anyone who clicks on it will directly go to find your information, so they can attribute the paper to you exactly, because it gives you that unique identity. It gives you that unique identity. If someone is hearing me, it feels like right now, I feel like I'm just talking to myself now. If you are there and you are listening to me, type into the box ORCID. Yes, type that in the chat box. Type that ORCID. Yes, there are 16 digit numbers that distinguish you from any other person. Even though, yes, even though you'll be having the same name, but this specific number would distinguish between the two people to be sure that these are different people. So if you don't have it, please, I would advise you, after this class, create an account there and have this your 16 digit numbers. Anytime you are sending your paper to be published, you add it to it. And when it is published, then they will put that. When you see some papers being published, their name, you see some green thing with, they'll write the green thing on top of the paper, then they'll put an ID inside. Those are the ORCID and numbers. So when you click on that, it will take you directly to the person to know this specific person, because all the information of that person will be there. All the papers they have published over the years, all will be under there if the person has made it visible for you to see. So it is very important. It's very important so that your paper will not be attributed to somebody different. Because now, if I pick a paper which I don't know if Dr. Augustine didn't add his ORCID number to it, I can attribute it to anyone who has that name, because I can't tell who exactly it is for. But if that is part and I click on it, it directly takes me to his page, and I know this paper belongs to him. So it's very good. It's very good. It's very good. It requires what? It also, when you are seeking for funding, some of the people who have to fund you will request for this to check your credibility. So to see, okay, over the years, have there been maybe any improvement on this person? Is it this specific person they want to know what you have done? So it helps you with what funding, and it also ensures what accurate attribution, as I've said that already, and also remove what name what issues, as I've explained earlier on. Then the other one is what the Google Scholar. I think all of us here has one way or the other have used the Google Scholar to search for our papers. Yes, some of these things helps to track what citation matrices. The Google Scholar, one of the things it helps you is that what? To help track your what? Citation matrices, to be able to check the impact of your citation. So when you have such an account and you attach your name to it and all the papers you have published, it will be able to help you know the number of people who have cited your paper, and also help to know your H index, also help to know your I index as well. It helps you to track all these details, which are very important to know how much impact you are making out there. So the Google Scholar helps you. That is one of the greatest advantage of the Google Scholar identity. It helps you to be able to track all your index, your citation indices. And it is very important. If you are here, I'm saying it again, and you want to go into academia, please, you have to get these accounts. Make sure you create them. It helps you. It helps you. It helps you a lot. Then the next one, which is what the Research Gate. The Research Gate is also a platform where it helps you to connect with other people in the same profession. So we will say it's a professional networking. Yes, it's a professional networking. This is where when you have your account there, when you publish your paper, you can easily share a summary of it there where people can talk about it, give you opinion, suggest some best way you can even do it better to be able to improve upon your work, or not only on your work, but also get to find people with what similar mentality or thinking in the same field. They'll come and comment on your paper, because when you publish, you can easily give most of the time when you find papers in a research gate, they only put the abstract there and probably some of the images being published in the paper. Yes, and you go under, you see comments under it. People are commenting, okay, this paper is good, we feel this. So you are creating connection with people. You are also advertising your paper or promoting your paper as well, because someone will come to ResearchGate, they have not gone to your database to find it, but because the person is on ResearchGate, will get to know about your paper and look for it to cite it in maybe in other ways they are doing. So this helps you to find people of similar field or similar thinking, and which can help promote your paper very well. Because when all of you are found on the same platform, which all of you are in maybe economics, and you have posted something there, if they need knowledge in economics, because you have already done it, they can easily rely on what you have done. So it creates that professional network between you and other academic writers on out there, which you may not meet them in person, but on that platform, they'll be helpful and useful to you, your career. Yes, yes, yes. You must be consistent. We want to look at some best practices to be able to manage your profile. You must be consistent with it. You don't do it one and just ignore it and leave it there for so many years and you don't come. At least keep updating it, be consistent with it. Be consistent with your identical name, especially those of us who have so many names. Somebody like Anita, Dankwa, Nyako. Yes, if you are writing it that way, keep it that way. Don't be exchanging the name with this. You bring this one in the middle, you bring this one at the last, you bring this one. You must be consistent with your name format. That is also very one important thing. Be consistent with it. Keep it the way it is. Don't mix it up, because it can cause a lot of problem for you along the line. And also, you must update all these accounts. If you have them, you must also update them. 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 And also one more thing, get a professional photo and keep them on it. So when the person look at it, you can easily identify that this is the person there. Yeah, so you can go and do a nice photo shoot, get your makeups, our ladies who are so good at makeups, do it and get a professional picture, and keep it on your profile. It helps a lot. Someone can just look at your profile and say, I must meet with this person and we'll do research together, or you'll fund your project which you are working on. So it's very important. It's very important. It's very important. It's very important. Any question before we continue? There are other ways to promote your paper, but any question, any contribution? If not, so let me continue. You can also, let me finish with this before we come to the foundation of academic integrity. Then questions can be asked on that. So there are other ways you can also promote apart from these professional portals which have been shown to us for some few minutes ago. You can also promote them on your social media handle, your LinkedIn, your X or your Twitter, your WhatsApp groups. You put it on your status, your WeChat moments. Yes, you can keep them anywhere. You don't know who will come across it and will go and say, okay, this and read them and see how good they are and sign them into your paper. So every avenue which is available for you to use to promote your paper, please maximize it, use it, make use of them. Don't be like me who don't like social media. Social media is very good. It's a good platform for us, especially to promote your work, to get your work out there. Yes, do it, do it. Get a good message and put it there. People are selling their clothes, they are selling other things. It is also a way for you to also sell your work there, promote your work there. Don't allow them to only sell what they want to. Those who are doing the business no. This is also your business, because for that little paper, one paper you have, can turn everything around. You can be getting funding all around. You can be getting people who will be calling you all around to support you, to promote your work, and to get things done because your paper has made a very good impact. Yes, so promote it. Who knows? You don't know where your paper will get you to. So it's very important. It's very important. I've known people who, because of one paper they have written, they are all over now. They are traveling from country to country just because of that paper. So it's very important to promote your paper. You don't know where it will land and the impact it will make in the future. So very important. That is why we are talking about this, so that we will be able to do it. And also make sure you apply for conferences or attend seminars and present on them. That's also one way to promote your paper. If there is any chance or any way you find that there is a conference for you to attend in which you think your paper will be suitable to present on, please take that opportunity. Don't hesitate. Take them, make use of them, maximize them. The last time Professor Bruce told us that even some field, they appreciate papers which are being published or which are being presented in what conferences than those who have been pass through what general publications. So make use of all these avenues which are available. We are in China here, and there are a lot of opportunities for us to explore. Those who are in Ghana, anywhere you are listening to us, there are a lot of opportunities for you to explore. Don't just sit down and say, okay, I've published it, there's no one, the journal is not pushing it to get no. You must take it upon yourself. Take it like this is your business, and you must do it. And trust me, as you do it, there will be a payback for you in the near future. Yes. Any question, any contribution before we move on to the foundation of what? Academic integrity. Any question, any contribution? Any question? Okay. If no question, we want to look at the ethics and the foundation of integrity. I want to say this that, okay, yes, okay. You can speak to us, Dr. Augustine.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I would like to know from the Google Scholar aspect. You said the index the citation people do, and I want to know how do they keep the record of that? Is it that when you download the paper from there, then they just uh, put a mark there that someone has signed the paper, or how? I want to know. Maybe if I don't know how they track that. And the
Okay.
Google Scholar, yeah.
Okay, I don't know how that is done, but anytime paper is being published, and even in the journals you publish to, when the paper is being cited, they notice you in your account to tell you this paper has been cited. It is cited when they only say it is cited when the paper is also published out there. So if I've cited your paper in my work, which is not being published, they cannot be able to find out. So the paper must be published first, which your citation, your paper which has been cited is part of it. Then through that same system, which they are all on, they'll be able to identify that this paper has been cited in this. Then they will now retrieve that information to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope I answered you well, but yeah, I think that's the way they go about it. Any other question or any contribution? Okay. So I want to say this in academic writing or in academia or in this thing, your integrity is your currency. Like the way we feel like this world, our currency is money, and in the academic world, yes, your currency is your integrity. So you must not play with it. You must keep your integrity so word. You must keep it with everything within you. You must hold your integrity upward because that is your currency. If you lose it, trust me, it will be very hard to gain it back. And you may not even gain it back again because you will lose the trust. Because through trust, we earn what? Integrity. And you must make sure you keep it. You keep it. You keep it. You keep it. There's a quote I've put there that trust is earned in drops but lose in buckets. Yes, because when you are getting trust from the academic world, it will be little by little. The more you are pushing, the more then it is coming. But just then a little thing, you miss a little ethics in it, all your trust and your integrity you have gained will just go down. And your currency, which you are building up, you will lose it. So it's very important. It's very important. Anytime you are in this platform or you are trying to write something, keep in mind that your integrity is your currency. This paper I'm writing, how is my integrity being held on it? I'll not just do a shallow work and come up out of it. And what do we mean by integrity? Your authorship. Don't some of us we just add ghost name. The last time Dr. Mauli and Professor Bruce were sharing on this platform with us, how it is very important that we cross-check all our authorships before we go out there, because it's very important. If you add people's name who are just ghosts, who didn't contribute anything to the work, and you are just putting it out there, trust me, one way or the other, if you don't know, your paper is making an impact. And now they are trying to contact all these people to come on board to bring their idea, which you said they have shared, and they are not able to bring it on board. You are going to lose a big time. So it's very important. People you add to your work must be people who you know that in the future, when this work starts to make impact, should be they will be able to bring out the contribution they have made to your work. Not just anybody, just ghost people who are just ghosts and you just bring it on them. You must be conscious of that. You must be conscious of that. Proper attribution. You must be proper. Some people did the work, you don't even add their name to it, you ignore them. Trust me, they can retract your work when they find out that the work has been published and it is making an impact. They know their knowledge or their skill have been added to your work and you have not attributed them, you have not added their name to it. They can write, and if they have proof, they can retract your work and you will lose your integrity. So it's very important we deal with these issues very well. And also conflicts of interest. That's also one of the things that also add up to your integrity, conflicts of interest. If you receive funding from anywhere, make sure you give them credit. Don't overlook them and say, oh, I'll boycott it and just do my own thing and go. No, be transparent in that. If there is anything which has helped, be transparent with that. Some of us, because we know the funding is huge and the work we have done does not tally with the funding we receive, we ignore it and just overlook it. But in the future, when your work starts to make an impact, it may find trouble for you. And over the years, all what you have done will just be lost in just in a twinkle of an eye. So let us be conscious of this and know how to keep our integrity. It is your currency. You must be sure of that you will hold it with all this. And correction, proper correction. As we are saying, name correction. You have sent your paper, they ask you to do some correction, you boycott it. The reviewer asks you to do something, you just boycott it and you don't do it well and you just send your paper anyhow. And they retrieve it, you are still sending it to another place. As we said, you may send it to another journal. For all you know, the probability of meeting that same reviewer is very high. And they'll keep retracting your paper, they'll keep rejecting your paper over again, or retracting your paper over again. Because this person knows that this specific person, this is how they do. They don't do correction well, they don't handle things well, they don't handle when there are problems with their work, they don't handle it. When they see you appearing here, they will keep recommending that we should retract this person because this person is not good. So it's very important. It's very important. You may think, oh, it is a small world we live inside, especially this digital world. It's very small. It doesn't matter where you are. You are connected to a lot of people without knowing that you are connected to. And just a little mistake can cause a very huge harm to you. So be careful with this. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. Yes. Let's be very careful. How to prevent this? Let's check the list. I'll put some prevention and checklist there. Discuss authorship criteria with all collaboration at your project or at outset. Before you start the project, discuss everything with everyone you are collaborating with to say, this is what we are going to do. And this is what everybody's role is going to play. And you attribute it to them perfectly. Don't finish the work alone and now be looking for people you add. And it brings problem at the end of it. It's very important. Document all contributions and agreements in writing. Have record of them. Also, this paper, oh, it's just a paper. Oh, it is published already. What again? Make sure you get documented thing. You document everything down. So one day, when the paper is making progress, it's making a good impact, somebody will not come and raise allegation against you. and you will lose all your integrity. It's very good when you have documented agreement down, which is written. It is very good that you can just lift it up to say, this is what we agreed on and this is what we are doing. Don't just take it slightly like this. To be honest, it's something very, very important that we must we must work on it and become good at it. Disclose all what potential conflict before submission. You must do that. Verify data integrity and producible before publication. Make sure that you check all this things to say if it is being, it can be, like we said in the methodology when we were discussing the structure, we said your method must be the one that can be reproduced again. So you must check and see, this is my paper. If it is making an impact now, and I'm called that we should do this again, am I sure all what I've stated here can be done again, can be reproduced again, and maybe giving me the same result I have now? If it is not, please check it again. Because some of us, we play with some data sometime around and we turn everything around and we write something different out there. It is very, if you want to keep your reputation, which is your integrity, which is your currency, then you must check all these things. You must be very conscious and check all these things. Mm. Any question or any contribution? Any question or any contribution? I think we discussed all these things already now, where we talk about the authorship standard and what criteria. Legitimate what authorship criteria. All authors must be specified, verified criteria, and what established by organization like international committee or medical, yes, editorial something. So you must verify all these ones. You must verify all these ones. And also, yes, final approval of the work, unethical authorship, honorarium authorships. Yes, so let's talk about this one. Some people add people to their paper because they have given them some money behind the scene to say, okay, I'm giving you some small money, just add my name to it, please. You should be careful with it. You should be careful with it because of honorarium. Some people too, we add our head of department, we add our senior researchers to the paper just because we feel like, okay, at the end we're going to earn something from them. You should be careful with that too, because when the day comes where you have to call for accountability, it will be so hard for you. So be careful with that. Be careful. And ghost authorship, omitting people who have made good contribution to the paper, but you are bringing them, you are taking them out of it. You are not adding them to it. And what sponsorship, where you receive your sponsorship from, you are not making it clear to others to know. It's very important. It's very important that we take note of these things and we work on them. Any questions so far? Any contribution? Any question? Conflict of interest and publication correction. Yes, we have done all this. Okay. Any question? Oh, do I see somebody's raising their hand? Any contribution? Okay. Yes, it's possible. But for sure, I'm pretty much sure somebody would have helped you. Can a paper be published with one author's name? Yes, it's possible. But I'm sure that one way or the other, somebody would have helped you. Somebody would have contributed to you. Somebody would have reviewed it for you. Somebody would have maybe worked on your data for you. You can collaborate with those people. I think that would be more helpful. But not too many. It doesn't really matter though, but I think one or two people will be okay, which has contributed to the paper. But it is possible to publish paper with only one author. Mm. Okay, yeah, Dr. Mauli.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, hello, Doc.
Yeah, sorry. Where I am, I cannot talk more. That is why it seems I'm not contributing. Okay, but just to add to what you said. Okay, the question now. Yes, you can publish a paper with one author. Yeah, there are several papers out there with only one author. So that means the work is done by only him. Yeah, so it is, and there are a lot of papers with one octa. So it is to add to integrity as a currency. You couldn't have said it better. That is exactly why it is. But you must know that once your paper has been retracted or withdrawn, it has spoiled your name forever. And you have to be hiding behind actors before you can publish, because once your paper is retracted, the reason for reclassification is stated in some cases, and even withdraw, it is stated. So no journal will want to have anything to do with you. Most people have been retracted because of fake data or high level of plagiarism or conflict of interest or whatever. So it is something that you have to take seriously, because don't let your name be on a paper that has been retracted or withdrawn. It is a very bad thing, and it affects your prospect later in life. So pay attention to what you're putting out there or what you're submitting for publication, and be careful who and who you put on your paper. That's what I want to add. Sorry.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc, for your contribution. Yes, there's two Maoli here now. I don't know who. Okay, whoever wants to speak now, please, you can have the mic. Yes.
Okay. So just a little observation I've made over I think the past years, when choosing authors, be it honorary and stuff like, because in big schools like Peking and stuff like this, we have professors who are like OGs in the field. So sometimes having their names on it makes it easy to publish in these big journals and stuff like that, like Nature and Co. But then when picking people like this, or when deciding to work on people, especially people who didn't work a lot on the paper, so have no direct contribution to the contextualization and actually the writing of the paper, they just maybe help you to review before you submit and all that. It's better to visit, especially if the university you're working with or you are studying and it's in China, it's better to visit some of these apps or platforms that Ministry of Education has. They have a list of professors or people or even journals that have been blacklisted, that are being checked and stuff like that. These sort of help you to avoid people who are like under surveillance, or who are marked to have red flags and all that. Because what these do when you do not take care is that they sort of hurt you in the long term. You probably work on papers for months, or even some people, those in the physics and all that stuff, they work on papers for years just to have one person with probably not so good image. And then when the person is on it, your paper is published all right, but because you have that person's name on it somehow, it affects the the impact factor, or the citability of your paper. So when scouting for authors to work on this thing, and as much as it'll be fancy to have these big names on it, let's check very carefully before we bring people on board. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for the contribution, the two Dr. Maulis. God is with us. Yes, indeed. Yes. Any other contribution or any other suggestion, what they have shared already, that we should be careful and we should be conscious of that, not to make sure that our names are on part of papers that are retracted. It rules our reputation and our integrity. So we should be careful with that, as Dr. Maoli said, that we should check lists before we add people's name. Yes, very important. Make sure at least they have reviewed your work. You send it to them to check, and they have shared something, opinion on it before you can easily add their name, and check their reputation as well before you go into that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the contribution. Yes, strategic one. I think we have said all this already, but I just want to stress on this aspect that we shouldn't be in haste to say we want to publish 10 papers, 20 papers, 30 papers. We shouldn't be in haste to say that our names are part of a lot of papers. No, that's not the aim of we writing. The aim is to make what impact. So we should be careful what quality over what quantity. Our focus should be on the quantity. Your focus should be on the what quantity. I say quantity. Sorry, the quality. Yeah, quality over what quantity. Not looking at the number of papers you have published, but looking at the quality of the paper you have been produced. That is very important. So you should look at the quality of your paper. What impact is it going to make? So that is the key thing I want to share with us with this slide I've shared here, that we should be conscious of that we look out for quality things, not just the quantity to say I want to have 20 papers, I want to have 5 papers before I do this. No, look at the quality of it. If it will take you 1 year to write only one paper, which is more quality, it is better than writing 20 papers in 6 months, which are not quality. Yes, it's very important. Yeah, Dr. Augustine is asking, do one earn money on a paper after publication? If yes, how? Yes, I strongly believe yes, you can earn money on it. Which are some of the funds which you'll be getting? People will call you to say, okay, we want to do project with you, and they may invite you over and you may get support from all over if your paper is making a very good impact, and that is the money you may earn out of it. So it's a currency you are building, and one day it will surely shoot up. When they know you are an expert in this field and you have been able to produce good papers over the years, which has made good impact, trust me, you are easy to make a lot of funds. You can get a lot of funding for research, which it will help you a lot, not only about the funding, but a lot of income will come to you. Yes, Dr. Mowley, you can speak to us.
Yeah, yes. People get paid for for papers published. Some journals that are UK dominated. You know, there's an ALCS. You can Google it and check. It's a company that when you publish some paper that is UK dominated, you can fill the form and you upload the topic of those papers onto that particular site. They rent and they pay every year. If every year they pay for those papers, but the paper must be what is the name? UK, the journal must be UK dominated. And aside that, what you said is also the currency, the impact that you get for publishing a paper. People reach out to you, it's worth how much these ALCS people will pay you. So yes, people get paid for publishing.
Yes, thank you so much. It's good to have the professors and Dr. Samonas. Yeah, so as doctors already shared, you prepare journals in the UK base, you can have some money out of that when you show the forms which he has just stated. So take note of that. That's one thing to also notice. I think this is the last slide we are going to talk about. Then today we'll bring our class to an end. The power of strategic collaboration. Yes, the power in collaboration. I just want to emphasize that it is good we make good collaborations. It's very good. It's very good we make good collaboration, because once you are pushing your paper here, another person at the other side who you have collaborated with will also be able to push your paper. And it helps you to get conference networking, helps you to get, even in research gates, as we shared, you can get good collaboration out of them, because you'll find people of the same field, the same knowledge, and you'll be sharing your ideas together. You can collaborate to work on good things or good papers as well. It also enhances quality, because you will be exposed to a lot of people out there. You have diverse knowledge, or you have diverse experience. Your experts will grow. You will be strengthened in methodology and analysis and interpretation, because you will now get to know how people do their things, how they explain things, how they analyze, the method they go about doing things. Maybe you are using one method, but because you meet one or two people of the same field who they are using different methods, you start to learn from them and understand these things. So it helps you. It helps you. Research sharing, resource sharing. Yes, it also helps you to get resources like funding and other stuff. Someone may be working on their work and they may get a lot of funding or resources. And because you are there with them, you have a healthy collaboration with them, they can easily share with you to say, okay, this resources is here, available here. you can also make use of it to achieve what you want to do. And it's very important. So we should build a healthy collaboration. And this help us to push further into it. Very well, very well. And also build interdisciplinary collaboration as well. Don't always be often, sometimes it helps in your field. Something that in one way or the other, it can help promote your field as well. So interdisciplinary. So if you're in the engineering, you may be looking at how to do marketing as well to have that aspect of it to add to your engineering aspect so that when in the future you move from the engineering to the the company aspect of it or the business part of it, you already have what marketing field or idea, which it will help you to be able to promote that aspect as well. So yes, that is all for today. Any question, any contribution, any add up? If not so, then today we would have bring our class on end and we should. Okay, someone has raised their hand. Oh, Dr. George is clapping. Any contribution? Okay, yes, Dr. Mauli, you can speak to us. Mauli Max.
Okay, so this is a contribution from my personal experience. Those of us in the medical field, I'm into medical AI and all that. So yeah, it's quite competitive, and then you have a lot of pressure and all that to the extent that you are probably working on the same research with a lot of people. So time is a very huge factor. So in terms of collaboration, journals like Nature, Lancet, New England Journal of Medicine, and all that, and even the BMC and BMJ and co., they have this pre-submission inquiry option where I think for Nature and Science and that you can just directly do it on the submission portal. But then for the rest, like Lancet Asia Pacific, Lancet Public Health and co., you can actually send emails to the editors directly with not even the whole abstract, just maybe an excerpt of the abstract and co. And then what I've done, especially last year, that helped a lot, is that it gives you the chance to, even before finishing the paper, to, scout for journals and all that. And then they will give you a response whether or not this is suitable for their journal or the very topic they are focusing on in that particular season or in that particular year. So to me, it's quicker. It's quicker because you get response. I think the longest I've waited is like 4 days. You get response, and then some journals, even if you can ask that, okay, is there any ideas or is there any suggestions they will have for improvement? If they have time, they would give you suggestions on how to improve your distance. So you go through we can call it the unofficial channel and get expert advice on how to make your paper better. At the same time, you can submit the same abstract to multiple journals at the same time because it's pre-submission inquiry. So you are not breaking any laws or you are not breaking any ethical codes or anything. You submit to all of them at the same time, and then most of the time the response will be okay, it's not suitable, or we are not looking at this now, and then you can follow up with a follow-up question and all that. But then I think on 2 occasions I've gotten direct, yes, this is very good. You can submit your paper. I submitted and it was good. On I think 2 or 3 other occasions, it was like, okay, we would need more details on that, of which one of them, after the back and forth, it was accepted, and then we move like that. So that actually helps. And also with this, you actually get to scout for people who are working on the same paper. So Lancet Southeast Asia, their editor-in-chief actually went even forward to say, okay, there's a research team in Singapore that are working on this whole AI hospital thing. They probably might benefit from this idea you are pitching. So how about you scout for something like that? It also helps and all that. So the journals write down because they also need a lot of high quality publications. They are not as cutthroat in terms of not sharing data and information as before. They are more open to help these days. So try to help. And then one mistake we also make when we are writing papers or when we are publishing, we are not the ones paying for the publication fees. I don't know about other schools, but then you the one doing the project, you're the student or you're the one doing the project, are not the one paying. It's usually your research team, or in a lot of cases, the school pays it. You submit the invoice to them, they pay. But doesn't limit every contributor to just your school alone. Uh, Top journals are very, I don't know if it was covered because I missed a few sessions. Top journals are very particular about the diversity aspect of your authorship pool, especially when it comes to gender. So gender needs to be represented very well. And then they also push for a lot of multidisciplinary collaborations and all that. So when looking for authorships and also partnerships and all that, let's consider them. If you can have maybe, if your paper has like maybe eight authors, if you can diversify the department, even in your school alone, it helps a lot. If you can diversify the gender, not all boys or all girls, it's also good. If you can diversify, even you have one external author, like from a different company, not in China, or their research or their how do you call it? Their affiliation is not in China. It's very bad. And that's when we as African students or we as Ghanaian students, this is where we are very lucky because when it comes to data pool, there's a lot of data that is currently untapped back home. And then when it comes to people we can actually work with, a lot of the top guys in Ghana and many of the fields do not even have a lot of the research exposure that they may need. So you reaching out to them and say, okay, I'm working on this paper. You can just look through, and if you're okay, we'll add your name. You not just have the diversity you need, you also have the high profile people from home who can be contributors or who can be co-authors on your paper, and that would also help a lot. And even sometimes it helps in funding and all that. So let's broaden our scope when we are looking for partnerships. Let's not limit ourselves to the traditional way of you finish the whole paper, sweat, you submit just to get rejected. Let's take advantage of pre-submission inquiries that these top journals offer. And also, when you're writing papers and all that, don't limit yourself. What I do that has helped me a lot is that when I'm writing a paper, I write it according to the standard of the topmost journal in that field. And then if you get rejected, no worries. At least your paper is quality enough to be submitted to those journals. So even if you reduce the rank of the journal, your paper still has that high quality stuff. This is just a short summary that I would like to add from my experience. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Molly. I think Dr. Molly has just summarized all the class we have been so far till now, and we are grateful for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That has brought us to the end of today's class, but before that, let me, yes, them come in first.